chat sentiments are talking about Zeke having to play now, and why isn't DaRon playing? And it's just another issue with that. It's like, yeah, the defense dropped off with AG, but then it highlights this weakness at forward. I was hoping could be mitigated. Yes, you were on that super early. I was hoping DaRon might mitigate some of that, but we are just not playing him. I mean, we played P Watt there a little bit, but he has to start now in place of Christian, so he's not able to even help us at the 4. But it's like, do you want him playing the 4 anyway? And same old problems. And Spencer Jones is filling in there now and inconsistent, but I'm glad he hit some shots versus the Mavs. That was cool.
I don't know what we're doing right now with this whole power forward situation. It just seems very strained. It's a tough position. Like, you're not going to replace everything AG does, but like put in a player who has the ability to like contribute something. Daniel Lynch says DaRon is a bust. That much appears obvious. Tyson is a bust. I don't think that appears obvious at all. I don't think that that is obvious at all.
Maybe it's obvious that the Nuggets organization thinks he's a bust. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping it isn't a case of.
Yeah, no, the weakness at forward is something that I clocked during the summer, but I kind of phrased it more as like, if Payton's going to play a lot, he's going to play a lot at the 4 because who's behind him? It's Zeke Naji and a rookie who's coming off of a year of Achilles rehab. Yeah. And I watched a couple of G League games last weekend because I had nothing better to do with my life. DaRon is like kind of, here and there. He's playing a lot of 4 in the G League, surprisingly. I thought we'd see more of him at the 5. They are running some minutes of him at the 5, like against G League bench units, which you can only imagine, like try to fathom the level of competition that is. Those minutes aren't going well, by the way, the DaRon at the 5. But the DaRon at the 4, I'm just like, okay, like, I don't know. The Grand Rapids Gold have an insane offense, by the way, but the level of defense happening in the G League right now is incredibly low across the board, so I don't know how much to take away from that. Like, I say all this to make the point that if the issue for the coaching staff is that they don't think that DaRon is like quite up to speed with everything they need him to be with our like offensive principles and concept, and I mean defensively everybody seems way behind. Like, we've seen that over the last 2 weeks especially. So I don't know how much worse DaRon could be in terms of like getting lost and getting confused in coverages and like all that stuff. Maybe like it could always get worse and I'm underestimating that. But offensively, I think it's like where probably most of the concern is like he doesn't know maybe he doesn't know where to be, the screening, the physicality, like all this stuff. But DaRon's out there like tearing it up in the G League as best he can within whatever system they're playing with the Gold, which semi mirrors what Denver is doing, but not really. They don't really run that many handoffs. Like I thought I was going to see a lot more of like a facsimile to what the Nuggets run when I watched those G League games, and it wasn't really. But he's just there, like he's defending, he's going out, he's contesting stuff, he's trying to block shots at the rim, and they switch him out onto the perimeter a lot. Probably wouldn't do that as much if he played in the NBA because the G League guys are not that would be attacking or not. They're not sending their best. But it's like you have no forwards. You are playing a two-way player almost 30 minutes a game right now because your starting forward is down, and you have Peyton Watson kind of filling in at like general wing position, so he can't be like all things at once because Christian is also out. And like Zeke Naji is not playing in the second halves of games, even when he plays in the first half, because it's like that disastrous. After AG went down, DaRon was recalled from the G League for a couple days. And then the team sent him back like a game later. And he was, he didn't play. It was whatever. But it's kind of like, really? Like, you should probably just keep him around in case somebody else gets injured because you have Aaron Gordon out for an extended period of time. Or you want to you should keep him around in case you're like, we absolutely cannot play Zeke Naji at all this game, which is like distinctly within the realm of possibilities over the next few weeks. And we just need another like big body to be able to throw out there for a few minutes. And that's not even something that they're willing to consider. Even if DaRon's not going to play, like the possibility of him playing is not there because they're like, okay, go back to Grand Rapids. So I don't understand what bar DaRon isn't clearing. Like, just like throw him out there. Like
Yeah.
especially when you look at the kind of the competition that Denver has been playing at home over the last couple of weeks is like if you're not willing to throw him out there against like the Chicago Bulls or who at that time were closer to 500 and as opposed to like this is a team that would be on a 7-game losing streak if not for the game that they won against Denver in Denver or the Sacramento Kings or the Dallas Mavericks, who are one of the worst teams in the league, or at least were going into that game, then who are you going to be willing to throw him out there against? That's my question is just like, what is it? I don't know what the criteria is for DaRon to qualify to get a chance at these minutes. I don't understand. Right? The bar to me seems to be lower than it is for the coaching staff for him to be like seriously considered to play NBA minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what the bar is either, and I don't know what the staff is seeing that we maybe aren't seeing, but
So
I hope it
Yeaman
doesn't
says
mean,
maybe DaRon was that bad in training camp, and that is very possible.
Ryan was talking on Mile High Sports about with the possibility of Jamal being out, maybe Cam needs to start initiating some pick and roll and like on ball stuff with Jokic more. But obviously, Jamal came back. He didn't miss any games and he just had
Yeah,
that
he
crazy
had the
game.
ankle sprain. He had to leave the Mavs game early.
And like with this stretch of injuries with no AG, it's like how important is, experimenting with DaRon, getting him some reps versus really needing to lock down in this stretch and like trying to squeeze out wins versus, playing a little bit looser and putting guys in spots that you're not totally confident about just to get them experience.
Here's my thing. The opportunity to do that was before they lost 4 straight games at home because they were on a roll largely. And we're still not willing to do that even with the injuries. So that just tells me like the mindset is not really about and they told us this. They told us this at the beginning of summer. Adelman was like development's important and all, but like guys need to play well because like we're trying to win games. Which is like not a surprising thing for an NBA head coach to say. It's just I feel like the level of I don't know, not vitriol. The level of pushback that Adelman should be getting about DaRon is like that it isn't happening compared to what we were hearing for the last 2 years about Jalen Pickett is just like it's not commensurate with the situation. And I don't understand. Like, I don't understand I don't understand the reaction also. I get that people are trying to give Adelman a grace period. He gets a little honeymoon period to start the season, but now things are like, okay, like we get it. You like these guys, and you're trying to win games, but why is Hunter Tyson getting minutes over DaRon Holmes right now? Like, you can't tell me that you seriously think that is more worthwhile than just trying to figure like, how is DaRon supposed to figure it out if he's never put into the situation?
Yeah.
And this isn't a situation where it's like he was like a mid to late second round pick that is not that consequential to the franchise. They traded 3 second round picks to move up to draft him in the near lottery of the first round, right? So and already missed a year because of the Achilles and needs to be brought up to speed. Like, so I don't understand the
Hmm.
approach. I don't understand the approach
Yeah.
there, and I'm personally very annoyed by it. And I don't normally, for the most part, I'm like, young players got to earn it. I'm like, earn it. Yeah, like I feel like DaRon should be able to earn it over Hunter Tyson, right?
Hmm.
Like, what are like I feel like DaRon should be able to get 5 minutes over Hunter
Hmm.
Tyson. Like, I'm not asking you to start him. I'm not asking you to give him significant rotation minutes, right? But he's
Yeah.
not even with the team right now. If they have a blowout game, which they keep getting up big in these games and either losing or like letting it get close at the end or whatever. But if they have a blowout game, he won't even be here to play in garbage time anymore, you know? And I'm just like,
Yeah. Get him some garbage time
yeah.
minutes. Yeah. Like we gave Hunter Tyson and Pickett the contracts without them doing anything. And it was like
What?
kind of surprising at the time.
Exactly.
And we, like Sheesh Main said in the chat, and I said this to Ryan Blackburn on Twitter too, because he was talking about how DaRon's just going to be a red shirt for the Nuggets, and because he's coming off the injury, and I'm like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But like, we traded a lot to get DaRon. Like, we traded up to get him. It was like our big move. Obviously, he went down with the Achilles. No one could have foreseen that. But yeah, just it's sucks to see.